always been very fascinated by movements in nature, and this is how we started the project that we call Shylight. You can find so much emotion if you look at flowers or other elements in nature. We wanted to mimic these movements and find this exact moment where the difference is in an object when it is dead or when it starts to become alive. We started with making paper models. We made maybe 50 or 60 different models until we had found the perfect mathematical pattern. We were looking for a structure in these patterns that if it would float down, it could catch the wind and it would open up in a natural way. We made it with silk because silk is the super lightest and most flexible and thin material that you can imagine, and also it moves very graciously. But at the same time, to make a geographic pattern out of silk, it's really difficult. One compartment took 1 hour to cut and a couple of hours to sew, and in the end we had 18 different parts for one Shylight, and everything had to come together in a very specific way.
We first started with Shylight in 2006. At that time there were no standard electronics that could do what we wanted, so we had to develop our own circuit boards and our own software from scratch. The first Shylights were moving within a week, but we worked on 6 more generations throughout the years to get the Shylights to move exactly how we wanted them to. When the Rijksmuseum asked us for a permanent piece, we revised the entire project. So it was back to the drawing board, reworking every tiny component. Every unique piece in the Shylight has been created to be as refined and reliable as possible. The satisfaction in our work comes from the moment the audience engages with a piece and they forget where they are, who they are, and they discover this new world between nature and technology.
When Shylight floats down and all the layers and compartments of silk fill themselves with air, the light is broken in a very soft and poetic way.
Every Shylight has its own movement as a unique being. One might fall out fast and confident, while another one is more careful and shy and curious in a way. We created computer programs to constantly monitor and adjust the choreography of Shylight. Studio Drift does projects all over the world, but it's a very prestigious thing to be asked by the Rijksmuseum to create a permanent piece.
The installation of Shylight in the Rijksmuseum was in a Baroque staircase, and this staircase was also part of their collection. So, on forehand, we had to discuss into detail where we could or couldn't drill a hole in the ceiling, or how many holes we could actually have. The movements are completely programmed and exactly controlled by a computer system. We installed all these electronics in a space between the ceiling of the staircase and the roof of the museum. Shylight is a performative sculpture. When you enter the space, it becomes kind of a dance that is performed in front of you.